Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a super quick tutorial on how to price these brand new unusual hats. And a lot of people come to me asking for help, giving them an accurate price on these hats that have literally been out for about a month or so, maybe even less than that. And generally it's really hard for me to give you an accurate price, unfortunately, just purely because there's not a huge amount for me to go off, and obviously I'd have to take a look into recent sales, etc. to give you an accurate price. But I just want to help as many of you as possible with this video. So if people do come to me in the future and say, how do I price this unusual I've just unboxed, I can link them in this video as opposed to explaining everything through. So for example, let's just say you unbox a unusual field practice with any of these effects. It doesn't even have to be any of these effects, but let's just say hypothetically you unbox, I don't know, a orbiting fire one. Let's just say an orbiting fire one. So you'd look on the backpack.tf page for orbiting fire. There we go, as we can see 4 of them exist. The very first thing you should do is click the no price set option if it is unpriced and see if there's a price suggestion on it. Now with this one, as we can see, there's not, so we can go back, but it's always worth looking out for a price suggestion on it. For example, if you unbox a green energy one, we can scroll down and see this one has a price suggestion for 120 keys, which is, you know, it does seem a bit high, but then again, this is a price suggestion with evidence from sales. So if you did unbox a green energy one, you could come down and check the price of the green energy suggestion, which is 120 keys. Therefore, you should be valuing your hat at around 120 keys. However, a lot of the time, your hat won't have a price suggestion. So let's go back to the hypothetical situation again. You unbox, let's just say, a green energy field practice. It has no price suggestions and no real sell orders, so there's literally nothing to base it off of. This is where you sort of come into your own. So what you do is you search for the unusual version of the field practice on TF2 Outpost and look to see if there's any for sale there. So I believe there is, there's a green confetti one there, for example, for 30 keys. Therefore, if you have a green confetti one, you should be pricing it around 30 keys. But let's just say you have, I don't know, let's just say you have a purple energy one. So purple energy is not priced, and there's none on Outpost, and there's no price suggestions, or there's none on classified, so you have no idea what to price it from. We can do one of two things. The first thing we can do is price it straight using the green energy price suggestion. Purple energy is green energy's twin effect, and most effects generally will have an effect that's priced similar to them. So burning and scorching, death at dusk and morning glory, etc, etc. So we'd find how much the green energy ones are selling for, and we'd price our purple energy one from that. However, if there was no green energy ones on the market hypothetically, and there was no price suggestion on green energy, and you have this purple energy hat that isn't priced or there's nothing to go off, this is what you do. So you look for all these unusual field practices on the market. We have a Scorching Flames one, we have an Orbiting Fire, Kilowatt, Circling Heart, Disco Beatdown, Miami Nights, etc, etc. What you do is you think to yourself way back to basic trading with the effect tiers. Purple energy is a nice mid to high tier effect, so it's definitely higher tier than Kilowatt, for example, but it's probably cheaper than Scorching Flames. So we'd price our unusual somewhere around the middle of these. So let's just say, for example, we see this Circling Heart one is looking for, but they've had offers of about 60 keys, 80 keys there. They've had an offer of 80 keys. So it's at least 80 keys because purple energy is a higher tier effect. So we now know that purple energy is a higher tier effect than Circling Heart, which is looking for about 80 or so keys. However, it's lower tier than Scorching Flames, which is 150. So we can kind of price it in between those two margins. So once again, that does add up to the green energy range of about 120 keys, which is a price that I would genuinely suggest someone if they unboxed this hat and came to me for help. I'll take a look, see that Circling Heart is 80 and Scorching's 150, and find a range in the middle of that. And that is what you guys can do with just about any effect. So let's just say, for example, let's just go back on TF2 Outpost. Let's just say you unbox a Nuts and Bolts one. You can see there's literally none on the market. However, you should know that Nuts and Bolts is near enough the lowest tier effect. So this person wants 50 keys for their Cloud9 field practice, so it's priced lower than that. Nuts and Bolts is also generally lower than Green Confetti, which is 30 keys. So I'd say it's around the price of around Massed Flies or maybe even Kilowatt, which is about 30 keys also. That's just a buyout, of course. And Cloud9 is also looking for 30, so I would suggest somewhere between 20 and 30, as it's cheaper than Kilowatt, it's cheaper than Cloud9. However, it should be around the same range as those because it is also a low tier effect. So slightly cheaper than the other low tier effects. And that can be applied to just about anything, guys. Look for similar priced effects or look for what the same hat with a similar tier of effect is selling for on Outpost. Apart from, of course, if you have backpack.tf premium, and then you can sort of look into past sales and stuff, but that's all complex. That's stuff for another video. But guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like if this helped you as well, or if this sort of gave you any sort of indication as to what your hat is worth. Again, do let me know in the comments below. But guys, that's just about it, so thanks again for watching, and peace.